All right. Hey guys, sorry about this delay. I was having a little bit of technical problems on my end, but we'll still be able to do class. Thank you guys for sticking around though. That's very nice of you guys. Let's get started with our very first slide here. We're gonna check out a short story. Again, not a usual fictional short story. We're going to be doing a lot of non-fiction stuff, okay? We're doing a lot more classwork and reading lessons based on non-fiction so that we can learn some facts and we can answer some questions based on those. So first things first, I'm going to read the title. It's called Caretaking Our World's Water. The text is provided courtesy of the National Audubon Society. So first paragraph right here. Aiden, can you read this paragraph for us, please? Aiden, whenever you're ready, can you read this slide, please?
When you think of water, what comes to mind? We drink it, clean with it, and cook with it. We spray it our yards, gardens, and crops. We get food from it, use it for transportation, and play in it. Animals and plants need water to survive and grow, and some live in it too. Water is part of our litter. It's a simple fact: life on Earth could not exist without water. It's also a fact that clean, fresh water is a limited resource.
All right. Excellent job. Thanks for reading. So there's a phrase here that's bolded, limited resource. What do you guys think that means? So Emma, what do you think limited resource means?
I don't know.
All right. Aiden, do you want to take a guess? What do you think limited resource means?
Like can't be taken away, like can't be deleted.
Okay, so pretty good guess, almost there. So if we are dependent, if we need water, it's something that we can't exist without. But there's not that much.
What I was trying to say.
Huh? Can you repeat that, please?
That was what I was trying to say.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So it's close. I'm still explaining the answer. So if we need water, if it's something we can't live without, but we don't have that much, that's what it means. Limited resource means it's something you need, but you don't have a lot of. So limited means you don't have a lot, and resource is something that you need. It's something that helps you survive. So that is water. Limited resource. We need it, but we don't have too much of it. Next page. Emma, can you read this paragraph, please?
There is lots of water on our planet, but only a tiny amount of it is the fresh water that people, animals, and plants need. It is used over and over again. It evaporates from rivers and lakes, forming clouds in the sky, then falling as rain or snow. Water from most homes flows to a water treatment plant where it is clean so we can use it again.
All right. Excellent job. Thanks for reading, Emma. And so this is talking about water being able to be used over and over again. So only a little bit of water is used or collected. Sometimes water can be collected from different sources. It can be running in rivers. It can be forming in clouds. And then it eventually rains down onto us. We can collect it as rainwater. All these different forms of water, we're able to use them as long as they're clean. So as long as you put it through a process where it cleans the water, then you can use it however you want. All right, next page. Aiden, can you read this page, please?
But enough clean, fresh water is often not available. When and where it is needed because of pollution and droughts. Long periods when there is very little rain or snow in a particular place. We can all take action every day to use less water and prevent water.
Prevent water
pollution. When we do that, we help ourselves, each other, and all the living things.
All the living things on
Earth.
All right, excellent. So very well done. This slide right here is talking all about pollution. Do we know what pollution is? Aiden, you want to take a guess? What is pollution?
Can I think for a little bit?
Sure. While you're thinking, I'll ask Emma. Emma, you want to take a guess? What is pollution?
I know what pollution is.
I forgot it.
Oh, okay. Aiden, go ahead then. What do you think?
Pollution is what is clean, fresh water is not always available when and where it's needed.
All right, so you said it's when water is not always available?
Yeah.
All right, that's good. That's a really good answer. So when pollution occurs, it's when water cannot be used. So when water is too dirty to be used. So if water is too dirty, if it's not clean, that means there is pollution. Something happened where the water is dirty, it's not safe for us to use. So we can't drink it, we can't use it to clean ourselves, whatever. It's too dirty. So that is pollution. You can also say that is polluted water. It is dirty water. So we don't want to drink that. We don't want to do anything with polluted water. We want to clean it before we can use it. All right, so one last page. Emma, can you read this page, please?
In fact, people and other living things are sharing the same large habitat, planet Earth, and just as people can cause problems on Earth, we are also very good at working individually and together to solve them. That's the best way to make sure that all living things have a chance to be at home in a healthy habit.
All right, excellent. So this time, we're kind of just wrapping things all up. Overall, talking about how to make a healthier habitat. Aiden, you're asking why you're saying all these things. It's because these are the bolded words in our passage.
Oh, why is Emma saying things in this chat?
Oh, okay. Guys, try to make sure you're still paying attention to our class here. Let's not, do any chit-chatting on the side. But yeah, I guess that question is not for me. But let's move on. So that's it for our passage for the reading part. Now let's do a few questions. Let's make them bigger. Alrighty. First question. According to the text, what do animals and plants need
Water.
to survive and grow?
Water.
Water. Excellent. Yep. All right. Good job. Question 1 is good. Now question 2. What problem does the text describe?
C.
Option C. Enough clean, fresh water is often not available when and where it is needed. Excellent. This is correct. Very well done. Let's do the next one. Emma, can you read this page for us, please?
We can all take action every day to use less water and prevent water pollution. When we do that, we help ourselves, each other, and all the living things on Earth.
All right. That is the passage, but based on that passage, what can be concluded about people's impact on the supply of clean, fresh water on Earth?
D.
Option D. So people have completely... Oh, B? Option B? Okay, sure. So people only decrease the supply of clean, fresh water. All right, so this is probably not the most relevant point. It's not correct when it comes to being accurate to the passage. So try to read the passage again. See if there's another more relevant answer.
D.
Option D. People have completely polluted the world's supply of clean, fresh water. Okay, so again, you guys are saying some points that are pretty accurate, but you have to make sure they're relevant to the passage. So,
People can help increase the survival of clean fresh water.
All right, so option A is good. This one's the correct answer because that's what the passage is talking about. They're saying we can take action. We can prevent water pollution. So basically saying we can fix things. So that's what the passage is saying. So that is correct. Option A. And I believe this is our final question. Pretty straightforward. What is the main idea of this text?
D.
Let's check this out. Option D, life on Earth needs water to survive. However, not enough clean water is available when and where it is needed. Yep, sounds good. This is a good answer right here. This answer talks about the entire passage. Everything else kind of talks about one part of the passage, but option D is a good summary of the whole passage. All right, very well done. That's it for our short story. Now let's shift gears. Let's try to work on a exercise about setting. So this is our lesson plan that we've begun for probably a couple weeks now. And we've been trying to work on different types of exercises to understand setting. I'm trying to make these a little harder and harder as we go. So here is our first exercise for today. I want you guys to read the following prompt.
I never did this before.
Yes, you did. This is what we did last week. We've been talking about...
Well, I wasn't here in the class, I think.
All right, no problem. So we've been doing this for a couple weeks now, okay? So setting is not a new topic. We've done this for a couple weeks. But this question on the page is new because we're only doing this question today. So I want you guys to read the following prompt and add details to make the setting sound stronger, sound better. So make sure you're adding details. This is the prompt that we're working with. It says, the dog barked loudly in the middle of a dark alley at night. So that's one sentence. That's what you're beginning your story on. But I want you guys to add more details. And I want you to keep adding stuff, add some more sentences, talk about what you see, what you hear, what you smell, feel, taste. Add some more details to make the setting better. So overall, let's try to aim for 3 to 4 sentences. And you can submit your answer into the chat. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. Otherwise, let's try to submit this in like the next, I'll say like 7 minutes or so.
Station code.
All right, so I see that we got a couple answers here. Very well done. Let's take these up. Give me a second here. All right. Okay, Emma, go ahead. You can read your answer.
I see a lion looking at me. I hear a tiger from far away. I feel my pet cat. My cat tastes her cat food. I smell some cat food.
Okay, so all right. Okay, so I just wanted to double check if we're looking at the right sentence. So remember, guys, this is our passage that we want to write about. The dog barked loudly in the middle of a dark alley at night. So Emma, your answer here, it's not really that accurate. You're not talking about a dark alley. You're not talking about being at night. You're not talking about a dog barking. You're not talking about anything that's given to us. So you have to talk about that story. The dog barked loudly in the middle of a dark alley at night. That's your story. You have to write about that story. So let's move on. Let's see. Actually, okay, yeah. So Emma, I'll give you another couple minutes to submit another answer. The first one that you submitted is just not relevant to our story. I'm going to move on though. Aiden, can you read your answer for us, please?
I see the dog barking at me. I hear the dog barking at me. I smell the food that I am eating, and I feel the wall in my house. I taste the food that I am eating.
I tasted the food that I am eating. Okay, so I see the dog barking at me. Just to make it easier to read, I'm just going to take out the emojis. So let's not use the emojis when we're writing our answers. All right, so I see the dog barking at me. I hear the dog barking at me. Okay, so so far, try not to copy the same points that you already see. So first of all, let's go here. The dog barked loudly in the middle of the alley. We already know the dog is barking. You don't have to say, I see the dog barking. I hear the dog barking. So these points, they're not really that important. They're already told to us. But I'll keep it here just because you already said it. So try to make different points. Don't say, I see the dog barking. Then you say, I hear the dog barking. Try to say some different points, okay? So I see, let's say I see the large dog approaching me in the middle of the alley. We can say this instead. And we'll take out barking at me. And I'll save the barking part for this. I hear the anger in the dog's voice while it is barking at me. I smell the food that I am eating, and I feel the wall of my house. So I smell the food that I'm eating. So try to at least tell us what is the food, just so that we know what you're talking about. And I feel the wall of my house. This is good. This is a good point. So you can add, and I feel the wall, the outside wall of my house as I am pressed against it while walking towards the dog. So this gives the readers a little bit more info, because now we know what you're doing. You're not just touching the house, but you're kind of scared. You're scared to approach the dog, and you want to approach, but you don't want to be so close to the dog. You want to be a little bit cautious. You want to be close to the wall so that you're not bothering the dog. And last sentence, I taste the food that I'm eating. All right, not bad. So this again, same point as this point above. Try to switch it up. Try to add some different details.
Taste the rain. It tastes the rain.
Taste the rain?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I taste the rain.
That
I guess. Say it again.
That I am drinking. I taste the rain that I am drinking.
That I am drinking. Okay, so this is different. This is fine. It's good to have some different answers, but this answer is probably, it doesn't make that much sense. Because why are you drinking rain, right?
No.
But it's okay. I'll leave it there. It's still something. It's a different answer, so it's better than copying the same answer over and over again. So not bad. Emma, I'm going to give you just 2 more minutes. If you can submit your answer, that would be great. But if I don't see an answer in 2 minutes, I'm just going to move on. So I'll give you 2 more minutes, and then I'll come back.
Mayo.
All right. Let's check out your answer, Emma. All right, go ahead, Emma. Can you read your answer, please?
I see the dog eating his dog food. I hear dogs barking in the house. I smell the dog food in the background. I feel the dog's fur. The dog tastes his food.
All right, nice. So this is a lot better, a lot more relevant to our story. So the story is all about a dog barking loudly in a dark alley. So we wanted to add more details to the setting. So now we know what we see. I see the dog eating his dog food. Let's add some details. In the alley. I hear the dogs barking in the house. Let's say I hear other dogs barking in the nearby houses. All right, so we can cross this out. I think that's it. I smell the dog food in the background. Yep, not bad. I feel the dog's fur. So here we can say, as I'm approaching the dog in the alley, I can feel the dog's fur. And this needs an apostrophe. The dog tastes his food. Nicely done. Let me just make this a little smaller. Okay. All right, very well done. So this is a great improvement on our answer. So next time, try to make sure we're staying on topic. And let's also make sure that we're adding some more unique details. Okay, Aiden? So for your answer, Aiden, try not to say the same thing for multiple sentences. Try to switch it up. Try to add some different characteristics. So we're still going to work for a couple more minutes, or sorry, a couple more exercises, just because I was starting class a little bit late today, so we're going to still continue for another 20 minutes or so. So we're going to work on this next exercise here. This time, we're going to read a short paragraph, and then we're going to answer a couple questions about the setting in this paragraph. So, Aiden, can you read this paragraph for us, please? Aiden, whenever you're ready, can you read this paragraph, please?
Read the paragraph and answer the following questions. The wind howled as Maya stepped into the dark forest. Tall trees blocked the moonlight, and only sound was the crunch of the leaves beneath her boots. A thick fog hung in the air, making it hard to see ahead. Maya pulled her coats tighter as cold air brushed against her cheek. Somewhere in the distance, a owl hooted softly.
All right, excellent job. So this is our paragraph that we're going to analyze. We're going to answer a couple questions about this paragraph. So the first question. So a bunch of different things here. Where is the story taking place? What time of day is it? And what words helped you imagine what it looks like? So what words helped you really describe what the setting is and helped you visualize what the setting looks like? So a lot of different things that we're going to answer here. So try your best to answer each part of this question. I'll leave this page on the screen. Make sure you're reading the paragraph here, and then you're taking your time to answer each part of the question. So where is the story taking place? What time of day is it? And then what words helped you imagine what it looks like? So you can submit your answer in like 2 to 3 sentences. And try our best to submit this within like 5 minutes or so. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. Otherwise, I will let you guys begin writing.
Can I say it?
Aiden, can you repeat your question?
Can I say it?
You can just...
Like, can I say the thing that I'm writing?
No, it's better if you type it out. It'll be a lot easier if you type out the words, if you are able to write a full sentence, or two sentences, actually.
I want to say it.
That's okay. This class is not about saying your answers. You got to make sure you're able to write your answers, okay? So that's the important thing that we're focusing on, that we're practicing. Want to make sure that you can read the paragraph, pick out the necessary details, and then write it out in your own words. So if you need extra time, I can give you extra time. But you have to make sure you write your answer.
No. I can't delete. Wait, I can't.
You can't delete?
I can. I fixed it.
Oh, okay. All right, so try to get your answers submitted soon. It's already been over like 5 or 7 minutes so far. Let's get these answers submitted in the next minute or so we can take it up. And then we'll try to do one more exercise after this.
I'm done. I'm
All
done.
right. So I got one answer here so far. And if another answer comes in, please submit so we can take it up. All right. So Aiden, can you read your answer, please?
The story is taking place in a dark and cold forest, and it was a foggy forest.
All right. So not too bad. So we have a bunch of details that we need to answer. Where is the story taking place? What time of day? And what words helped you imagine this? So where is the story taking place? It's taking place in a dark, cold forest. Whoops. And it was a foggy forest. So this talks about the first question. Where is it taking place? You got that down. That's good. But we don't answer the other questions. Also, this is the wrong taking. We can say the story is taking place. In a dark and cold forest, instead of starting your sentence with the word and, because usually that's not a good thing to do, it's kind of informal, we can start it off a different way. We can say, also, it was foggy in the forest. Let's say that. It was foggy in the forest. Okay. So, we're missing a few details here for that second question. So let's try to make sure we're answering all parts of the question before we submit. We do have a little bit more time left, so let's check out the second question. So, question number 2 says, what do you think the weather is like? How does the setting make the story feel? Does it feel calm? Does it feel scary, exciting? Also explain why it feels that way. So again, multiple things to answer. First, talk about the weather, and then talk about what does the setting make you feel. So we have a few more minutes left in class, so let's tackle this question. Again, try to submit this using around 2 to 3 sentences. Submit this whenever you can. We'll take it up. And that'll be it for today's class. Oh, we got another answer. All right, Emma, can you read your answer, please?
The story takes place in a dark forest. It was night.
All right, very well done. So this is an excellent answer right here. We answered 2 of the 3 questions. Just try to make sure you answer that last question too, but that's okay. Let's shift gears. Let's focus on this question instead. So describe the weather and describe how does the setting make you feel. All right, so let's check out the second question now. All right, Emma, can you read your answer for us, please?
I think the weather is foggy and the story is scary because it was midnight and just one person.
All right, very well done. So we're answering all parts of the question here. This is great. I think the weather is foggy and the story is scary because it is midnight. Sorry, because it was midnight and just one person. So the story is scary. We can change that to the story feels scary. And the story, so let's separate these because there's two separate ideas. So we can make these into two separate sentences. So this can be a capital letter. Whoops. And we can cross this out. So the story feels scary because it was midnight and it was just one person. We can say, and it was about one person. All right. Excellent answer right here. Let's see. We've got one more answer. All right. Aiden, can you read your answer, please?
The weather appears to be cold and foggy. The feeling might be scary because it is a dark forest.
Excellent. Very well done. So again, a very strong answer right here. We answered both questions. The weather appears to be cold and foggy. The feeling might be scary because it is a dark forest. Because it takes place in a dark forest. All right. Excellent job. Very well done to both of you for answering this second question a lot better than the first question. So we'll continue with some more activities based on setting for next week. But that's it for today's class. Thank you guys for sticking around. I will see you both next week. Take care.
Wait. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.